The following is a conversation between Matías De Stefano, referred to as me, and his higher self, referred to as I am. The date is June 12th, 2021, and the subject is the emotional aspect of the throat chakra in the sign of Gemini. And the title is Intelligence. Me. What happened yesterday was very liberating for me, and I thank you for that. I had never felt so coherent, being one with others, an equal, talking about the things that bothered us about each other, the magnificent things we saw in each other, honoring ourselves for being mirrors with our differences, and being able to recognize falling in love with myself, being able to feel that love with everyone. Yesterday I felt that I was freed from great burdens and weights, and that it was a day of being reborn, where all the strength was deposited in the present suddenly. Thank you. I am. Thank you for allowing me to discover what I am capable of. Me. Something that amazed me was how the mix of channeling, laughter, travel, sharing, conflict, history, love, organization, emotion, and ideas wrapped in friendship and the transcendental, worked perfectly in an incredible symbiosis. I am. Intelligence. That is intelligence. Me. Why? I am. They are the different neurons, each one with a different speciality, that come together to give rise to new results. Me. I always thought that intelligence was proper to knowledge, that is, to be able to understand things, to know how to solve mental issues. I am. People tend to associate intelligence with study, the ability to assimilate external data, and in many cases everyone feels far from it because they perceive that the person who has managed to understand more things is intelligent. Me. And isn't it? At school they always told us that one or the other was more or less intelligent. Do like so-and-so who is intelligent. I heard some teachers say, because I had all the exams well and everything was perfect. I am. And did so-and-so go far with that? Me. From my vision, no, because she went on to lead a most confused and depressive life, working on simple mechanical things where his abilities were not required. I am. Intelligence is not based on knowing, but on having the ability to connect things. Intelligence comes from the Latin intralegere, that is, to read between, and refers to the act of knowing how to read between the lines, connecting different points. Me. It reminds me of a meme I once saw, in which knowledge is explained with a simple image as dots on a sheet, experience as a schematic design that joins these points, creativity as a fluid form of these loose data, and wisdom as an interconnected network. And here there's a small diagram of the meme. The first one is knowledge, and it has dispersed dots. Then experience has some connection between dots, and then creativity is dots and connecting them all together. You see a picture of a pet, a cat, and then wisdom has the appearance of dots in a very connected structure to each other, just like a geometric pattern. I am. Yesterday we talked about twin souls. Consider, for example, the vision of souls from knowledge. Here you will be able to observe that there are many souls separated and that each one is unique, with a speciality, capacity, ego, and therefore only understandable by their differences, which can be grouped by categories, helps to trace paths of conflict resolution, which improves the interaction of individuals, granting new qualities. In creativity, it is necessary to open the mind. You cannot give each soul, each being or object the role expected or established by knowledge. since creativity implies thinking outside the box, opening the capacities to expand the imagination where something that for knowledge belongs to a specific group. It is used in an unexpected place or situation to discover something totally transcendental to the above. And of course, that in wisdom, everything else is incorporated, since it is not closed to anything, understanding the data, its experiences, and its infinite possibilities without following steps or rules, and even so conforming its own. Me. I understand. So there is intelligence in each one of them, but above all in the ability to be wise about something. I am. Wisdom is a key to understanding intelligence, since the latter implies the ability to connect data outside of what is established, beyond lines and words. It can see beyond what is written, what is recorded, and it observes much more than what is shown. Me. A few years ago, I fell in love with a Gemini who knew a lot, a philosopher by nature, a lover of reading, of knowledge. He loved learning, and to me, I am fascinated by people who know about many things. I fell in love listening to him, how he could intertwine knowledge with reading. I rarely finished a book in my life, and the ones I did finish were not knowledgeable but emotional novels. Perhaps I have read the number of books that fit on the fingers of my hands. I don't know if I have reached 10. He, at a young age, had read all the philosophers, and with each conversation he was able to quote them, bringing their visions to our deep talks. He had never felt so in love with me. I am. The love for who knows. Beyond the body, what a soul seeks is to nourish itself, emotionally fill the neural gaps that incessantly demand the attention of external data. The soul feeds on words, data, which are received by the 5 senses, causing ecstasy in the brain, an orgasm for the being that seeks transcendence, a kind of sapiosexual. This could define those who have Gemini present in their letters. Me. But I don't have Gemini anywhere. I am only in one place, in Chiron, the asteroid of karma, of the conflicts to be resolved. There Gemini talks to you about the transcendence of knowledge, about facing the deepest wound of those words that have determined your life. You're smart. Me. Oh, that's right. Everyone always told me I'm smart, but I never felt smart. Since I was a child, since I was 5 years old, I remember people saying, "This child is very intelligent. He knows a lot. He learns quickly." However, I noticed how difficult it was for me to learn, and when I went to school, I felt the pressure of those words when I didn't feel them. I am. Why do you think you don't consider yourself smart? Me. Because when I see others, how much they know about one subject or another, how much they have studied, the books they have read, their ability to cite sources, to do numbers, to know about science, to know authors, I realize that I lack that, and I admire it in the other, and love awakens me, that force that drives me to unite with the other, to complete myself. I am. That is why you have fallen so in love with him, among other things. The sensation that complements your soul, the medicine that heals your wound. He doesn't think you're smart. Me. That's why I seek to fall in love with the intelligent one, the changing one, the free being who loves the book more than me. I am. The wound of feeling unintelligent has built an emotional weight on this word that clings to the search to appear intelligent. However, you bring the idea to the mind when intelligence encompasses much more. Me, how much more? I am. In 1983, The psychologist Howard Gardner, studying the cognitive capacities of the human being, managed to establish that intelligence is not summarized in the accumulation of mental data and the development of strategies, but rather that up to 12 different types of intelligence can be identified. Me, 12? What are they? I am. Let's go one by one. The first is linguistic verbal intelligence. As its name says, it is the capacity that some people have in relation to communication, whether in languages such as verbal, non-verbal, or written language. The second is logical mathematical intelligence. It incorporates the ability to solve problems at the numerical level, logical and deductive reasoning. Due to its multiple use in life in general, from the market to architecture, this intelligence is one of those that have been taken as essential to define an intelligent person since ancient times, applied in physics, chemistry, construction, and science. The third will be spatial intelligence, which implies the ability to be aware of the objects and places that surround us, which allows you to create mental maps, general images, planning, which gives depth to the space and enables the development of artistic, sculptural, and architectural potential, as well as photography, drawing, and design in general. The fourth intelligence is the musical, which is evident in those who have the ability to interpret and memorize sounds, identify harmonies, being able to design their own music, adapting to the sounds of the environment, musical creativity, and the ability to use various instruments. The kinesthetic body intelligence is demonstrated in the ability of an individual to have complete control of his body, of each of his movements, coordination, balance, skill in handling tools and objects, which apply their intelligence in sports and dances above all. The sixth is intrapersonal intelligence, one that many lack, and it is the ability to understand their own emotions, the internal world, to close their eyes and discover what lives inside, being able to manage it, understanding themselves, which leads to them to spiritual connection, meditation, and self-control. Interpersonal intelligence is one that has a certain empathy with others, being able to capture the different moods of others, capturing nonverbal information, and is able to connect with the needs of others. Following the list, we find the naturalist intelligence, which makes you sensitive to nature, being able to easily interpret the animal and plant world, as well as the mineral world, which do not need to know much about nature to know and feel it in depth, and includes biologists, veterinarians, botanists, shamans, and natural therapists as advocates of it. The ninth is existential intelligence, the one you know well. The ease of being able to ask big questions, embodying philosophy, something that not everyone has easily, and that requires great mental breadth, flexibility, and skill to change thoughts and patterns. For what is related to psychology and spirituality with philosophers and free thinkers? Creative intelligence is one of those who, with great agility, can awaken ideas at any moment, innovating at every step, proposing new ideas of different kinds, becoming entrepreneurs. The penultimate intelligence is emotional. It is the one awakened by people who have great self-control over what they feel and who know how to interpret what others feel, so they are very good at social relationships and managing the emotions of a group, as well as their own. And finally, the 12th intelligence, the collaborative. Those who have great agility in teamwork, in working in groups, solving problems and reaching goals together. He himself becomes an essential part of the group, and is perfect for actions in networks. Me. I found myself identified with more than one of these descriptions. I am, because intelligence is a network, an organic, non-linear capacity in which they interact with each other. No one can be intelligent in only one of these aspects. Everyone needs and has a little of each, maybe 1% of some, but a large percentage of others. The ability of intelligence is to be able to identify which one you are in and how to combine it with the others. And there, intelligence must be loving, in recognizing the capacities of the other as well as their own. Nobody is completely intelligent, because intelligence is a network of wise men, who in interaction generate wisdom. Me. So, I will have to heal my wound and accept myself intelligently and stop devaluing myself, looking for love in those who know, to be love with those who know. I am, and only then will you find the great network of Earth. Recognizing the intelligence of each individual is the key to the society of the future. Me. Ontocracy. The network of sages, where each intelligence interacts without the need for partisan intermediaries. I am, where the love for knowledge weighs more than the ideologies for knowledge. Me. I accept myself as intelligent in my own way then, and I put my intelligence at the service of others. I am. That is forming an intelligent network, one that knows how to read itself, understand itself. Me. I'm smart. I am. Acknowledge it and connect the parts that will build the new world.